Well, hi there, racing fans, and welcome to what was a wonderful week's racing. And we're going to be going through all the replays. We'll show you every big race that there was, and we're also going to chat about all the things that have happened all over the world as far as racing is concerned. But as is usual, we're going to talk about football. Arsenal.
Have any of you United fans called you? Any of you United mates called you?
I haven't seen one of them. They've gone down their burrows. They must have gone down their burrows.
Yeah,
they're looking for the chosen one.
Did you hear his interview afterwards?
He chose himself, I told you.
Said, they've never been able to beat me. Well done. Well done.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's the first time in a long time they've beaten them in the league.
I was very disappointed with you guys.
Yeah, Spurs weren't a good side. Harry Kane didn't come to party. They lost every ball they played up to him. They weren't there. And again,
that's the end of your league aspiration.
Yeah, the league's finished. Yeah, the league's finished. Chelsea played tonight, though, when Man City were red hot against Crystal Palace. Now, Liverpool, battling, they should have won at home.
All the Reds got run over.
All the Reds got run over.
Yeah, including the Queensland Reds. Did you see them get a hiding?
Oh, James, but what's happening with the Kiwi sides are so far superior to the Aussies and the South Africans. You know, the hiding, and what's happening at Free State? You're 17 points clear with 5.
That was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. That the Free State can end up giving away 3 tries in 4 minutes. You can't do that.
Yeah.
You know, and the first one, all they had to do is close the guy down. You know, there he's in his 22. He gets the ball, and they leave a gap as wide as the Red Sea for him to get through. Yeah. It was pathetic.
And the Bulls' boss has got to go.
He's never been
60.
You know.
No, he's got to
never
go.
been any good.
So
the Lions, I've always said to you, are the only team in Super Rugby from South Africa.
Yeah.
The Sharks played quite well, but they're so one-dimensional, it's frightening, you know.
Okay.
We got anything else on the sport front?
No, quiet. As I say, they'll have one hand on the cup. They beat Middlesbrough tonight, Chelsea.
Yeah, well, all I can tell you is that Peter Karmas won the Swazi Pro-Am. With a huge score. Very nice for him. He's a wonderful young man, and there were some nice people there, so we had some fun.
How'd you play?
Played badly to start and got better. I was missing Mike the Cock.
Oh, yeah,
but I found some new mates. Don't worry about that. I can find mates.
Oh, you can find them,
yeah. Anyway,
but
we found mates. We got a huge show. We're going to go and have a look at 3 to follow. Right, well, let's go and have a look at the 3 to follow. There were a number of horses we could have followed this week, but we're going to pick up the first one at the VAR. Was Grey Missile, trained by Mike de Kock. This is a Grey's Inn and bred by Leberg Stud. And this looks like a very nice horse because he never looked comfortable. If you watch his action, he looked like he was under pressure. Let's go and pick him up at the start.
Yeah, drawn to the outside in the green and white silks, Grey Missile. Runs a very good race, one considers his debut. He jumps out quite nicely, but there's a lot of speed on in this race, and the speed is Claire Morris and Sandalwood have shown a lot of speed. He's a few lengths off them, and your eventual winner is a great ride down the inside by Simonga Kumalo and a horse called Mira Flores. But the horse we found is on the outside, and at one stage I thought he was going to win it, James.
Yeah, here he gets in behind this horse, but you'll see he pecks a number of times there. Once, and then he's like sort of not comfortable, so he gets a slap down the shoulder, pecks again. He just doesn't look comfortable, this horse. If you watch him and him alone, he pecked again there. He just doesn't look like he's really going well. And I think once they sort out whatever the issue is, or he gets the confidence, he might be quite a nice horse. He ran a great race.
Yeah, he for this part of the race, I thought he was going to come through and win it on the outside. Trained by Michael de Kock, Craig exactly riding him, but the winner's getting a very strong urging down the inside, and that's Simonga Kumalo gets up to outrun Claire Morris. But it's a very tight finish concerning all 3 of them, James.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, he does run on really well here. Here he's got a length to make, and he really runs on the best of all, and I think that this horse will improve tremendously. So he certainly looks like one worth having a look at. The next one is called Sesabe. Owned by the Dryers, and this filly looked very, very nice. She ran a cracking good race, and a very, very ordinary, tender ride. You know, she just didn't get hiding, and she'll improve a hell of a lot from this.
Yeah, this is a Klavervlei bred by philanthropist, and MJ Bielefeld rides this for Dennis Dreyer. And comes out the gate slightly to the right, but it always looks like it's never too far adrift. It runs a very good race. It's just beaten by a horse who shows a lot of speed called Swift Dancer from the Duncan Howell stable.
Well, you know, Swift Dancer is an oratorio, and it's a half sister to the champion, the filly that went to Mike the Cock. Andre Hauptlich's filly, Duncan Howell's trained.
Oh, that VAR.
Yeah. This is a half sister to the VAR filly. And she had form. She'd run second, fourth her first two starts, but in behind her is Sesame, just tracking her with pink colours. I think it's Jill Dryer's colours. And the MJ just gives her a little scrub along here, and you'll see that, you know, he doesn't give her a hiding, which I think is very good for an introduction for a filly. They often come on from these type of runs, and now she starts running on and switches to the inside.
Not beaten far.
Not beaten far at all. And here you'll just see she just keeps on plugging on. Swift Dancer's got the race won, but at the death, very, very close.
Ali Whoopi runs well in third too. That's a close-up third. So the front three, but a good debut, and keep an eye on the runner-up there.
Well, Dennis must have been extremely pleased with that run, because then he pulled out Daughter of Twice Over in the next race, in a winner's race, first time out, Anton Marcus aboard it. And we thought this was a breathtaking win. So we think that she might be well worth having a close look at. She's bred to go at Trip. Very, very good run from her. Let's go and look at Sand and Sea.
Yeah, this is a very good run by Sand and Sea, because I was speaking to Brett Crawford up the cells. His horse is the runner-up here, El Mariachi. That runs an exceptionally good race, and Marcus elects to cover this horse up on the outside. It runs in Bernard Cantor's silks. A lot of the big owners run this horse by Twice Over. Drakenstein bred it, and it's 2-3 off the right. As you can see, Arthur's angling
It's got
it
the
out.
red cap on, because there's another one of Bernard Cantor's right in the middle of the screen, and that's Called to Account from the Joey Ramsden stable, had one. And if you have a look at this filly, she's in behind, one off the right-hand side of the fence. And Anton now pulls her out, but the others on the inside look like they've gone.
Yeah, this is a hell of a race here, because it's out on the outside. Marcus starts to pull the stick out at the 300, and he realizes it's very green. And El Mariachi has gone for home. Pierre Cornet off thinks it's got it in the bag, but this horse quickens up very late, this Twice Over. This looks to be a very nice horse. Sand and Sea, remember the name.
Yeah, absolutely super run, and gets up to win, going away 3/4 of length. I thought it was a tremendous run, and this filly might be well worth having a look at, certainly in one of those 1400-meter features in.
Is it a filly, James? It was a colt's race.
Oh, sorry, it's a colt. My
Sand and
apologies.
Sea's a colt.
It's a colt, you know.
Yeah.
Sand and Sea struck at this stage, but it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
it's
We'll move on. We've got to make
very nice
mistakes,
horse.
you know. Maybe we should just stop here and retake it, so that I don't make a mistake, because otherwise someone's going to jump on me.
I'm on you already.
Okay.
Okay, we
Will
can
you
move
be on
on.
my case?
We can
Let's go
move
and have
on.
a look at the blast from the past. We're going to look at the 2016 Alan Robertson.
I'll become restless, including Versa. They sprinting away from the 1200 meter marker. First one out of the gates, The Secret is out. Zadora, Blaze of Mysteries right there. Announcing Rain sticks to the right-hand side in the orange. Diamond in the Sky is over on the inside with Poster Girl. Zakira's tucked away 2 lengths off them with My Funny Valentine. Then Visuality and Fursa's the trailer. They move to the 700 meter region. Diamond in the Sky, Red Sleeves and Cap, Poster Girl. Zadora's right there. Secret is out. Just got cramped for a stride or two as Blaze of Mystery goes over. Announcing Rain is still right there. They're followed further back by My Funny Valentine. Zakira's also getting into the race. 300 meters to go. An absolute stampede. Announcing Rain on the outside. My Funny Valentine, Zakira. The Secret is out. Blaze of Mystery. It's Blaze of Mystery and The Secret is out. These are the two. The Secret is out. Blaze of Mystery, My Funny Valentine. Fursa's kicking on from behind. Fursa, Visuality's also taking off. The Secret is out. Fursa, The Secret is out, won it. Fursa probably second. Visuality, My Funny Valentine.
Well, this filly loves Scottsville. She seemed to lose her form. She's never looked like she'd gone on from that, but she bounced back at Scottsville the other day and absolutely doddled him.
Yeah, she won the Group 3. She right back to her best. Very good filly. Very good family. I know Vaughan started in this family. I think Garth Miller's been in it. He's half owner of Mr. Nelson here. They've been with this horse a long time, or this family, and they've been well rewarded. This was a very gutsy one. As time, if you look back, I don't think it was the strongest Ellen Robertson, but this is a good horse.
Certainly won a very nice race, and she certainly loves Scottsville. And Vaughan Marshall to the fore there. We're going to go and have a look at the plum of the week, and let's see what we picked up for you here.
Too Fat to Fly, just outside the 400-meter marker. Nana Anna comes into the lead. Angel's Trumpets on the outside. Rose in Bloom, Regal Ruby right on the inside. Too Fat to Fly is running on. Nana Anna, Magical Wonderland between runners. Rose in Bloom and Too Fat to Fly. Magical Wonderland coming on well though. Anna's Magical Wonderland the leader from Too Fat to Fly. Magical Wonderland will win her. Too Fat to Fly second. Rose in Bloom ran into that third position.
Well, there you go, Magical Wonderland, another What a Winter. Now, that won the earlier feature on the day, the Somerset with What a Winter, with Dutch Phillip, Candace Bass Robinson and Aldo De Meo, and came back and won this one as well. So, great start for What a Winter, but on Interbet, you could have got 5-2 about this.
Yeah.
It looked like an absolute blind. It opened up 15-10 on Interbet. It was 12-10 with all the bookmakers. And she did look like a good thing. She drifted.
She's a good filly, She won. She came through a tight gap and won well. And as you say, it's a great plug for the stallion.
Well, I don't know any first season sire that's won those two features ever before. I know that Jetmaster and horses like that made their name early on. But this is wonderful for What a Winter.
Yeah, but how long Jetmaster went before he had his first 2-year-old Group 1 winner? Alec Laird got him one, and it was about 6 years into his career. He was a horses trained on well, Jetmasters.
Nice for the team, Marsh Shirtliff and all of them. But if you went on what you had to back, this was the one.
James, did Marsh and Bryn, they stayed in the stallion, didn't they?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So they're going to have a lot of fun. They bought a lot of them. Very good stallion.
That, Marsh gave me a share the 1 year, service the 1 year, which is very nice of them. Thank you, Marsh. And
Thank you, Marsh.
Well, I haven't run the filly yet. I've got her in the yard there, but
I must look for a spare filly and phone Marsh.
Well, very kind of him. You see, there's some kind people around. But anyway, let's move on, and we're going to take a little break. We're going to watch a race, and then we'll be back with Current Affairs, where we've got a huge program. We've got lots to look at.
Hi, my name is Gregory Blank. I'm an ex-stockbroker and involved in private equity and stock markets. But my passion for the last 40 years has been horse racing. I initially started off as an owner. We then got into breeding and then into trading. And obviously by default became a punter. The most exciting part, apart from leading as a winner, is having a winning bet at the same time. Obviously that's not always easy, but with the help of Interbet and their transparent information, it makes trading and betting a lot easier. I've had over 38 Group 1 winners and continue to try to strive for that thrill of having a winner. The thrill of owning a horse and winning a race is indescribable. But if they're serious about it and serious about punting, is to get a leg in and really follow Interbet to the max. It's the only way they can be ahead of the game.
Hi, and welcome to another session of Current Affairs, where we've had great racing around the country. There was fantastic racing all over the world. We obviously had the 2 guineas come out of Newmarket. We had the Kentucky Derby, which we're going to be showing you next week. We've got so many races here. We had 3 in Natal and about 8 up on the Halfveld. We can run through the Halfveld races first, James, but great racing to end their season.
Yeah, certainly was a good day's racing, and some extreme upsets.
Yeah, there were few.
Because Legal Eagle, you would have thought, was a certainty to win.
Yeah, he ran
beaten.
well, and he's probably better over short. I don't know why, but he's a great horse.
And
Horse of the year.
Well, and Mike de Kock's horse in the Derby looked like an absolute blinder because he'd beaten Sean's horse before, but that came out and won. So and turned around the form quite substantially. Even the second horse.
No, he stepped out national colours, 2 babies, both won
Well,
Group 1s.
yeah, we'll talk about
Let's
those.
go into the third race in the card. That was the first one we're going to look at. Let me get it right. The Gold Bowl. That's right. Yeah. This is interesting because let's have a look at the race, and James and I'll talk about the Gold Bowl.
Has now given himself a 4-length lead. Second place is Elite Share, the green sleeves and the white cap. Kobe, Lion's Emblem, Sergeant Pepper had Musamundo in the oranges, 4 lengths off the leader. Night Shadow came under a ride, Super Tube. Smart Martyrs towards the outside with Storm Warning. Savage Wind comes under pressure. Elite Share, her Musamundo's towards the inside. Then comes Lion's Emblem. Kobe is next best, a breakaway to Storm Warning and Let It Rain. Had a Musamundo down the inside, has now come alive, and he's shot 2 to 3 lanes clear. Second place is Lion's Emblem. Kobe's trying her best. Then comes Elite Share, but look at Hermoso Mundo in the Gold Ball. He's far in front. He puts them to the sword. Hermoso Mundo wins it, and wins it in style. Second goes to Lion's Emblem. Third place to Kobe, and then came Let It Rain.
Well, we always said the ideal worlds will do well over a trip, and this is bred by Maurits Fontaine. James, this was very impressive.
Well, you go back and have a look at this horse's form. He's the furthest he's gone at 2,400 metres. He's only a 4-year-old. He's out of that Argentine mare, Escalita Fitz. He never had a chance to go this trip because we don't have 3,200 metre races in the program. But if you look at the way this horse has run on, if they put on races for this type of horse, he wouldn't have been at the bottom of the handicap where he was. He stayed very, very well. He would have been at the top, and he probably would have defied top weight. But this is a programming problem. We cannot have races that are group races over 2 miles and not have one lead-up race at all over 2 miles. Yeah. Never mind about maidens and horses like that you want to get through the divisions.
Through the divisions.
You know, this horse is a 2-time winner with a merit rating of 73. By right, you wouldn't have thought that he should be here.
He'll be favourite for the Elan Gold Cup.
Certainly will be, and probably a worthy favourite, but it just goes back to a problem that we have brought upon ourselves, and I really have been trying to highlight it in the last couple of weeks. It's got to be looked at. Anyway, that was a very, very good
well
win.
Done to Waiho and
first run for Waiho.
Call the Truth Zechner.
Yeah.
Very good for them. Maurits better. Well, that got the show on the road, and it was a very comfortable win. As James says, we need these stay-in races. They're certainly great to watch. Then we started the Group 1s, and this was the SA Nursery. Now, the SA Nursery had a hot favourite in Mustaqim. James Redout's Choice had a national colour, had won so well in his debut, and this, you put the name in lights, this is very good.
Absolutely, and what a start to the day for Mike de Kock. He's gone for the national colours. He said he knew how good she was because he had a lot to do with her when she was in England. And so he's bought both the national colours, and they both won group races on the day. So fantastic to see.
You know what the next one's going to cost? This cost. Now let's have a look at the race.
Lot of money. Okay, let's go and pick them up.
At the 1160 for the South African Nursery, and they racing away. Quinlan towards the extreme outside, got an alert start. Whirly, Barrack Street and Mustaqim. They're racing together towards the middle outside. Lauren Duvar also races up with the leaders. Coastal Torrent and Alex the Great are together. Wonder Walls about 4 lengths off the leader. Nafa and Bosun are the back two as they make their way towards the final 700 metres. Whirly in the green and white goes quickest. Barrack Street is second. Mustaqim in between them's a length and a half behind the leader. Then comes Lauren Duvar. Quinlan's under the outside rail. Nafa 2 off the left. Then comes Bosun, followed by Wonder Wall, who's asked to run. Further back to Alex the Great and Coastal Torrent. 400 metres out, and Mustakim moved forward and took over the lead. Whirly. Quinlan is towards the outside. Barrack Street 2 lengths off the leader. Then comes Nafa. 200 metres left to go. It's Mustakim in front. He's given more rain. He's gone 2 lanes clear of his stable companion Nafa. It's Mustakim. It's the new machine. Mustakim bar 4. Second goes to Nafa. Third goes the way of Wonderwall. They were followed by Whirly.
Well, I think we've just seen a superstar. I think this horse will travel. I don't know what Michael's plans are, James. I know he did say that the runner-up, the Lonro, is a very good horse too. That's coming down for the medallion.
I would have thought that would be well suited to the medallion. Nafa. He looks like a very nice horse. But as you say, Australians first and second. And, these horses make our country, as far as getting horses in like this. We're just lucky enough to have people that want to buy horses to bring them here. And, just talking about, we're going to be talking to Barry Bardich from Magic Millions later on.
You've got to get a Barry on
You've got
stage.
to get Barry. Okay, well, we'll get to Barry. We'll find out about, what's going on in his trip and travels here. He'll give us a lowdown about how he's been...
The big sales.
Yeah, the lowdown about the big sales and about how he's been going with the locals here.
Yeah, that's right. He's got a lot of friends here. He's got a lot of friends.
A lot of friends.
That'll be very interesting. But we'll speak... James is speaking to Barry later from Magic Millions. But let's move on to our next feature. There's a whole lot of features to get through on the card. And this is the SA Fillies Nursery. Let's have a look at the race, and James and I'll dissect it.
Towards the far side, Silver Thursday in the red cap is next best, and finally Winter's Forge. They make their way towards the final 600 metres. Daring Diva goes quickest. Kissable second. In third position is Green Plains with Philadelphia at her outside. Desert Rhythm is next. Further back to Fish River. Then came Winter's Forge as they went past the 400. Daring Diva is the leader. Kissable second. In between them is Green Plains. Then a breakaway to Winter's Forge down the inside. Fish River is next best. Daring Diva clings on, but Green Plains right there. Green Plains hits the front in the South African Fillies Nursery. She goes 2 lanes clear of Daring Diva and Winter's Forge, and Green Plains has won. Second goes to Winter's Forge. Then came Daring Diva. They're ahead of Desert Rhythm.
Well, there we go. Very impressive. Sean Terry and Kamala getting on the board. Arguably, give me the green light, the Sari. He's a very good stallion. He's had a wonderful weekend, and I'd say arguably Hassan Adams' best racehorse.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously, as we said, another Australian out of a Jetmaster mare bred by Gary Player, which is fantastic.
Fantastic, yeah.
Gary's been
Gary has
great
some
and loyal supporter.
nice horses at the sales. Good for Chris Van Niekerk.
Yeah.
You can't go a day without Chris having a big one.
Burst the bubble of Daring Diva, who had won 3 in a row.
Yeah, ran well, James.
Yeah, ran
well.
very nicely, but this did dawdle in.
And again, Winter's Force, the runner-up. Roland Bauer, nearly another big race for him, but well done to obviously him and Stanley Ferreira. But all accolades got to go to Green Plains, and Sean Terry's brought this on the right way. Chris Van Niekerk and our man Kumalo.
Absolutely. We move on to South African Oaks. It's a grade 2 event now, and this was a success for our great friends Joey Soma. Let's go and have a look at the loss.
Oriental Oaks now asked to run ever so slightly the black sleeves and the red cap. Captain Gambler at her inside. Then comes Belrose, Windchill, slowly easing out for a run. She's down the middle of the course. Barpot makes a run down the far side. Orchid Island. Then comes Smiling Blue Eyes. Emerald Bay is now last. 500 metres left to go. Costa de Sol narrowly in front. Parabola, Oriental Oak, Windchill, Captain Gambler. Towards the outside is Orchid Island, and she might have a say as well. Take your pick in the Volkerbos Drift SA Oaks. It's Windchill though. Windchill strikes the front. Oriental Oaks second. Then comes Orchid Island. It's Windchill in command in the Oaks. She's 2 lengths in front, and Windchill will win it. Windchill too good. Second will go the way of either Oriental Oak or Royal Utopia. Then came Barpot for fourth.
Well, the humble hero, Joe Soma, has done it again. He's produced this horse, Windchill, the Silvano, and out of a Western Winter mare. Western Winter's turned out to be a very good brood mare sire. Main chance of breeders, James. And again, we're touching on horses who want a trip.
Sure, exactly. Well, here this filly never gone further than 2,000. She hadn't been exposed to the group horses, and the filly that ran second, Oriental Oak, looked to have the measure of all the horses that had run against each other, and certainly ran a great race in running second. But you've got to take your hat off to Windchill, and the way Joey Soma planned this Oaks, because you can see that when you look at his form, you can see he's prepped it for the race. He knows it will go the distance, and he had the right man on, Anton Marcus.
Yeah, good for the Humble Era. Always throws out a big one for us. Well done, Joe and his team. Well done, of course, to Mayfair Speculators. Windchill, decent horse.
Right, we then move on to the Derby. Now, this had all the makings of, well, you thought, a small field, it can't be that great, but you had the two big shots running against each other again, both going the trip, seeing what could happen. Well, as it turned out, Heavenly Blue looked like the business, the Schnitzel. He looked like he ran very flat, this horse. There's no way that Pagoda could beat him. Yeah. Maybe Al-Sahim could beat him.
Al-Sahim is a very good horse and might have his number, but again, I agree with you. I think the top three were well clear of the rest. Yeah. And let's have a look at this. This is a hell of a good race, the Derby. Some great horses have won it.
Triple Crown. Flag is up. Gates open. And they racing away to another good start. First one to break the line is Furiosa. King of Blues is in the early vanguard. Captain at Sea looks for the lead as well. And after a furlong of action, Captain at Sea is just in front. King of Blues won't let him have it that easy. Furiosa drops onto the rail in third. Then comes Al-Sahim, who races away in fourth position just ahead of Pagoda. A length and a half back to Heavenly Blue. Okavango Delta, one from last. And at the back of the field is Lee's Pick. They went onto the back straight. They raced towards the 1900 metres mark, and it's an honest gallop. In fact, it's probably better than honest as they make their way down the back of the track, and King of Blues 2 lengths in front. Captain at Sea races away in second, a further 2 away to Furiosa, who's in third. Al-Sahim, 1 off the rail at the outside of Pagoda. Then we have Heavenly Blue, the light blue colours. That races around 8 lengths off the leader. The brakes are hit ever so slightly. Okavango Delta, still 1 from last, and Lee's Pick is the trailer. There's no change in the order as they make their way to the 1400. King of Blues been in front pretty much from the start, a length and a half clear. Second place is Captain at Sea, then comes Furiosa. Al-Sahim continues to race in that fourth position, then comes Pagoda, the yellow sleeves, the black and yellow cap. Heavenly Blue sneaking a little bit closer, he's now ahead of Pagoda, and then came Okavango Delta and Lee's Pick. They far more stacked up as they climb the hill. Now only 5 lengths separate them past the 1,000 metres mark. King of Blues, 2 lengths in front. Al-Sahim now went up to join Captain at Sea in second. Then comes Furiosa and Heavenly Blue. The grey now worked up into fourth. Furiosa dropped into fifth. They followed by Lee's Pick, who's whipping around runners. Okavango Delta and finally Pagoda as the South African Derby field about to swing for home. A little over 700 metres left to go, and King of Blues dropped the bridle. Al-Sahim first to put on pressure. Heavenly Blue, if good enough, he's right there. He's been given every chance. Further back to Pagoda. Then comes Furiosa, 2 off the inside. Captain at Sea is next. Then comes Lee's Pick and Okavango Delta. It's Al-Sahim who's the one in front. He's 2 lengths clear. Heavenly Blues now asked to run. Pagoda's third. Then Captain at Sea, Okavango Delta, they next. Al-Sahim sticks to his task. Heavenly Blue now asked to run, and he's a length away. Pagoda up the inside is alive as well, but Al-Sahim keeps on finding. Second place Heavenly Blue. Then comes Pagoda, but this time is Al-Sahim's time. He goes one better as he wins the South African Derby. Al-Sahim beat Pagoda. Third place goes to Heavenly Blue. Okavango Delta was fourth.
Well, a very interesting race. You know, I was chatting to Barry before about this race, and he said schnitzels don't go this far, James. And he's got a very valid point, because the horse seemed to be one-paced. I'm talking about the favourite, obviously, and Heavenly Blue. And the schnitzels are flying stallion, but they don't go this far. Barry couldn't have it.
El Prado, man, there's a lot of speed on the dam side.
Correct.
And you know, when you looked at the race, he moved up to Al-Sahim, going through the 400-metre mark, and looked like, well, he'll give him a race, but he fell away tamely. So,
James, just to touch on the other two, Al-Sahim, a wonderful pedigree. And won well. And then McCock, the runner-up. McCock always throws a big horse, James.
Oh, he's a very good stallion, McCock.
Very good stallion.
Very good stallion indeed. But Al-Sahim by Silvano, it was bred by the owners of Adiat, so very good for them. Fantastic win, and lovely to have one of the sheikhs winning a derby. It was superb for them. We're going to take a break. We'll be back in a moment after this race. Well, maybe the highlight of the day was a computer form sprint, because here Mike de Kock showed his mastery. He brought this horse back to 1,000 meters. Now, it had been tried over a mile and 1,400 meters. He looked a very good horse over that trip. He put the pacifiers and the blinkers on the horse, and it absolutely dawdled in. And this was a huge race, not only for national colour, the dam, because now 2 Group 1s on the day. Callan Murray, you know.
Would be his second Group 1 on the day, and his third in his career.
Yeah, a fantastic
at that stage.
career. You know, Mike's given him a break, and well, this was all he had to do was sit on it. Let's go look at the race, and we'll chat about it.
And they sent on their way, and Trip to Heaven's lost about 3 lengths. Joe's Bond, the first one to get going. Elusive Enchantment is right there. Dollar Dazzler shows pace. Rafif in the blue body on the heels of the leaders. Wrecking Ball, white sleeves and purple cap. Then comes Brutal Force, followed by Pillar of Hercules. Carry On Alice has put herself in the race, and now Trip to Heaven's latched onto her. On Carry On Alice's heels. Talk to the Stars is next best. Then comes Iska, followed by Doing It for Dan. Splendid Garden, Riverine towards the outside. Then comes Move Feed and a breakaway to Splendid Garden. The computer form sprint field head towards the 300. In front now is Carry On Alice, Riverine, Joe's Bond is next. Then comes Rafif, Wrecking Ball is out after those. Towards the outside, Pivotal Pursuit, Carry On Alice. Rafif is putting on tons of pressure. Then comes Talk to the Stars. Rafif claims the lead. Rafif wins the computer form sprint. Second goes to Talk to the Stars. Third got close. Brutal Force and Carry On Alice are involved in a photo.
Well, it's turned out to be a wonderful day, as you'll see at the end of the day, for young Callan Murray, as you said. But James, this horse has now won 6 of 10. He's got to be a sprinter, James. Got to pick up all the big sprints like his mother did.
Well, he'd be anything, this horse, but the one thing he will be is a stallion. Because
Yes.
I'll tell you, he's got everything to be a stallion, and hopefully he stays here.
Let them take the other one and leave this one for us. Take the unbeaten one and leave this one for our paddocks.
It'd be a fantastic, horse to have standing as stud here. And I was so impressed with him, the way he quickened up. I was very pleased for Talk to the Stars to run a great race.
Great race.
You know, he's been at the top of his game. He was a sprinter of the year, and he seemed to have lost it. He's travelled all over South Africa, Kimberley, you name it. He's been there. And he ran a great race to run second. Couldn't eat a beer, got him back to himself.
Okay, Talk to the Stars, James. Another very good run.
That's what I was talking about, Talk to the Stars.
Sorry, I mean Carry On Alice.
Carry On Alice.
Sorry, that's what I meant. Another very honest run.
Get to the program.
I'm back on speed. I'm back up to speed, James.
Okay, can we move on and have a look at the next one, which was the big one?
The Premier's Champion
Challenge. Legal Eagle, the business, turned out to be one of the finishers of the weekend. There was another one that was just as good. Let's go and have a look.
Gates Flower, and they're racing away. Deo Juvente has lost a couple of lengths. Stonehenge, always a likely pacemaker, and he finds himself in the lead shortly after the start. Celtic Captain has taken a hold in second. Brazuca is in third, and then comes Another Russia. Legal Eagles trapped at the outside of the middle group. Master Sabina's making life tough for him. Another Russia has got the rail, and she's around 5 lengths off the leader. Then comes French Navy. Even he's edged ahead of Legal Eagle. He's in 7th position. Deo Juvente and Juxtapose are the last two as they go to the corner of the track past the 1400. Stonehenge is not breaking too many records. He's the leader, a length and a half in front of Celtic Captain. Brazuca, one off the rail, is third. Then comes Another Russia. She races away in fourth in the yellow sleeves and cap. Master Sabina's in fifth, and he's 6 lengths off the leader with French Navy for company. Legal Eagle's closer to the fence now. He's one off the rail, but he's 7th and had to lose a few places to get there. Then comes Deo Juvente, and Juxtapose continues to trail. At the halfway stage, 1,000 metres left to go in the Premier's Champions Challenge, and Stonehenge continues to lead, and now he's a bit more honest in the lead. He's 3 lengths clear. Celtic Captain is second. Then comes Brazuca, who's in third. The red sleeves, the black and white cap. Another Russia, the big white face, is fourth. Then comes Master Sabina, who's moved a little bit closer to the leaders. Legal Eagles on the heels of Master Sabina. Then comes French Navy, Juxtapose, and Deo Juvente. In line for home, Stonehenge is down the inside. The middle of the track, Celtic Captain. Master Sabina's got a move on. Bazooka's further back. Legal Eagle finds himself to the outside rail. He's just a length off the leader, and Legal Eagle begins to tighten up. Deo Juvente is in the hunt as well. Another Russia's next best, but it's Legal Eagle who claims the lead. He's looking to hang out. He's not put the race to bed. Another Russia's in the middle of the course. Then comes Deo Juvente and French Navy. Legal Eagle's made to run, but Deo Juvente, another Russia. What a finish. Legal Eagle, Deo Juvente won it. Deo Juvente wins the Premier's Champions Challenge. Second got close. Legal Eagle, another Russia, not disgraced at all.
Oh, what a great race. It's certainly a very good race for Derek Brookman and the Eusters. They were first and second. And Deo Juvente has always been a very good horse and showed it here.
Well, another one out of a champion race mare, Circle of Life, okay?
Yeah.
And by Trippy, bred by Robin Bruss. He owned Circle of Life. So this horse has never really looked like he is that good, that he is good enough to beat these
He
horses.
threatened about a year ago to be that good, and
Yeah.
it's nice to see champion stallion Trippy, who's having so many speed horses, suddenly have a horse run a place in the Met and win this race.
Yeah.
Very good for the stallion. But James, a superb run by the Cox filly.
Absolutely superb. She's obviously a very good filly, another Russia. She's taken her time to come to hand, but he chucked her in the deep end here, and she ran a cracking good race. The second horse, well, as you say, you pointed out he's been beaten a couple of times over 2,000 metres. Maybe with a proper pace, he's not that effective over 2,000.
Yeah, you know, James,
or on a tough track like Turfentine.
Correct. You know, he's one. I think when he steps out in a mile, he's invincible.
Yeah.
He goes 10 furlongs. You know, he lost to Smart Call. He
Lost to Whiskey Baron.
Lost to Whiskey Baron. So
Yeah.
his record would now read over this distance 9 starts, James, for 4 starts.
What are you going?
I'm
Don't
just
worry
trying to
about
look
it. Don't
he
worry
got
about
beaten
it.
3 times.
Yeah.
Out of, 3
he
times
has
out
been
of 5
beaten
over
over
10
2,000.
times.
That seems to be the chink in his armour, and you wouldn't think so by Gray's Inn, but he got beaten in the last 2 jumps by Deo Juvente.
It was a bold effort.
Yeah.
You know, he gave weight to everybody.
Callan Murray, 3
What a
Group
day.
1s on a day, you know, just absolutely fantastic. You've got to take your hat off to the young man. He's travelled the world. He looks like he's... Mike de Cox always thought that he's got the ability. He's a terribly nice young man. And nice to see him win.
Terribly nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
terribly nice. Okay,
All right.
let's move on to the 10th race, the Gerald Rosenberg Stakes. At 2,000 metres, it's for the fillies, the grade 2. Let's go and have a look.
Flying Ice, they've been stuck together throughout. Zante Al Hora has been wide throughout. Then comes Trophy Wife in the red cap, followed by Intergalactic, Pennington Sands, and surely Yanana can't win from there. Into the last 600 metres, Girl on the Run is still in front. The Centenary at her outside, and Polyphonic at her inside is now a length away. Then comes Heaps of Fun, Flying Ice, they next best. 400 to go. Girl on the Run and Polyphonic have seen off the Centenary. Then comes Flying Ice, followed by Heaps of Fun towards the outside is Trophy Wife. Polyphonic and Girl on the Run, they wide apart. Trophy Wife under the outside rails, got 2 lengths to make up. Then comes Flying Ice, Girl on the Run, Polyphonic, Trophy Wife and Flying Ice, but Polyphonic has the advantage, and Polyphonic goes on to win it. Second to Girl on the Run, third maybe Trophy Wife over Flying Ice and Zante.
Well, there we go, Judd Pot. I'm Judd Pot's greatest fan. I've always been a great believer in Judd Pot, and this was a very good win for them, James, and nice for Alec Laird, and of course Fastfontein stud. Always been a decent horse.
Yeah, I thought Stratham was at his best here.
Yeah.
He pinched the brake at the right time. He's a very, very good rider. He rode a brilliant race on this one. And you'll see him ride another race when we get to the Durban races. But superb win, and very nice for them to win a great stakes. We're going to move on and have a look at
Race 12.
race 12, the Camellia Stakes, which is a sprint for the fillies. And Lucky Hoodalakis waited the whole day.
Yeah,
Ended
the
up.
Greek hang glider struck.
And Stratham again. Let's go and have a look.
Towards the final 650 metres, Easy Game goes quickest, Just Vogue not far away in second. Then comes Crown of Roses, Jamison Girls edged a few lengths closer. Joan Ranger in the yellow and red cap has got about 4 lengths to make up. Crystal Glamour's next best. Seattle Singer came under a ride, 400 metres left to go. Easy Game felt pressure and Just Vogue went on bar. Joan Ranger, the white sheepskin noseband, is into the clear. Then comes Crown of Roses, Green Pepper still got 3 to make up. Crystal Glamour is chipping away down the inside. Here's Joan Ranger, Crystal Glamour is a lively contender. Then comes Crown of Roses. Joan Ranger hangs on. Crystal Glamour down the inside. Joan Ranger, Crystal Glamour, Joan Ranger beat Crystal Glamour. Third place goes to Crown of Roses. Then came Green Pepper.
Right, there we go. Well done. Horse Chestnut, the sire of this horse, he had a Rambo Dancer mare. Well done to Mr. Van Schoor, who bred this. Lucky Lark, Stratum struck again. And James, a good horse this.
Absolutely. She was top weight in this race. It was a handicap and very nice for all concerned. Certainly, Horse Chestnut has been a very, very good product of South Africa. You know,
Yeah.
he went to America, Claiborne, came back here, and he still produces a good horse. Every now and again he gets one. Nice to see, and what a fitting end to Champions Day at Turfentine. We're then moving on to the start of the Champions season in KwaZulu-Natal, and let's go and have a look at Greyville. We start with the first of the three races, the Fillies Guineas.
100-metre zone. Fillet's got about 9 lengths to hunt down. The High Life is racing in the yellow silks, and Dawn Calling is the back marker, 10 lengths off this leader. 900 metres left to go in the Daisy Fillies Guineas, a woman's way, controlling things by a length and a half. Final Judgment, hard against the steel in second. Ectafar gets a run through in third. El Danza. Gimme 6 has got 4.5 lengths to make up, sails alongside. Then comes Lady of the House, looks to get a little bit closer. Homeward Bound just on 600 metres to go in the Daisy Fillies Guineas Grade 2. Final Judgment moves up to a woman's way. Gimme 6 is going to come to the outside. Ectafar. El Danza's running between runners. Lady of the House and Dawn Callings come from nowhere. But Gimme 6 puts in a blinding turn of foot at the 200 metre marker. And Gimme 6 to knock them out the park. Gimme 6 goes on, hit the front and full of action. Gimme 6 to win it. Final Judgment, Sail and El Danza.
Well, give me the green light, strikes again. And James, this was most impressive, going about it the right way, this filly. She's very talented. The front four had met before and there wasn't too much between them, but this one's starting to edge ahead.
She looks like she's maturing, this filly now, and you know, she's out of an Australian mare as well, so a lot of Australian pedigree here. And interesting that it's bred by Ken Truter and Naderson Park, which is Hassan Adams and our man David Hepburn Brown at Yamal.
Ken and Jane were up for the race.
Yeah, which was fantastic, and she won convincingly. You know, you've got to say that she's the best filly, certainly, that we've seen so far down here. And then we move on to the Daisy Guineas. Daisy's a new sponsor, Grade 2 as well. We're going to have a look from the 600. Stratum at his best.
Grey Secret Captain second, Mares. Zodiac Rulers primed in fourth. Copper Forces racing in fifth, just about to get a taste of the bit as they homeward bound, gunners around them. Africa Rising in the blue silks between runners. Horizon comes to the outside. Homeward bound, Janubi gives them the skip by 3. Janubi's well clear. That's the one they got to set their sights on. Zodiac Ruler. Horizon's heard the call on the stand side. 5 to make up. Secret Captain, still Janubi, how much left in the tank? Secret Captain, Copper Force, but still Janubi goes. Zodiac Ruler on the outside, Janubi in front, and that's where he stays. He wins it, Secret Captain. Then it's tight, Copper Force or Zodiac Ruler.
Well, there we go. Pierre Stratum having a wonderful weekend. The main chance of breeders here, and Michael de Kock coming down and grabbing another Guineas. James, speaking to Pierre Stratum, he said he never thought this horse would win. It didn't leave him alone. He pulled the whole way, just bolted a mile, he said.
This horse likes to run from the front. And, you know, Greyville suits front-running horses. He's a tough front runner. He galloped them into the ground, basically, and he's a very good horse, and he won a very nice race over the mile.
The top four are good, nice horses. I thought the Dynasty of Duncan's Secret Captain ran a very good race. I thought Zodiac Ruler and, of course, Copper Force. So some good horses going forward, because everyone's starting to look for horses now that can win the Vodacom Derby in July.
Yeah, but let's look to the next race. That's where we'll find the winner of the Vodacom Derby in July. Let's go and have a look at the big one, the Drill Hall Stakes. And this was the finish of finishes, and certainly a wonderful win for the right horse.
racing about 10 or 11 lengths off the leader, and then 10 Gun Salute. 600 out, Sail South has the lead, a length and a quarter. Champagne Haze at the rail, King Bolt in the yellow silks. New Predator looks to come forward, got 3 lengths to make up. Victorious J hasn't been asked the question just yet. Captain America, Marinaresco, dots to the inside, 3 to make up. Saratoga Dancer, Sail South the one to get to. Victorious J's running an absolute cracker on the inside. Marinaresco, here's New Predator on the outside, lunging late. Victorious J, Marinaresco's burning through on the inside. Saratoga Dancer, here comes the line. Whoa, very, very close, a 3-way go. Maybe Victorious J in a photo with Marinaresco, Saratoga Dancer, but I tell you, we leave this one.
Well, Marinaresco, the king, is back. James, a fantastic rider, gutsy horse. He loves it up here. I was speaking to MJ Bielefeld. I said, you thought you won it. He said, this horse is a 1400 specialist. Doesn't go 12, doesn't go a mile, the runner-up. But the winner, whoa, as you say, this is going to shorten in the betting.
Definitely. He's a horse that doesn't know how to lose. And he doesn't want to lose. You see him put his head down and his ears back, and he absolutely fights. And I said, I think in the show a couple of weeks ago, the right rider for this horse, Bernie Fade Herb, I think he's perfect for this horse. He'll get the best out of him. And
Saratoga Dancer, Jim just touched him before we end up. He ran 5th in July last year. This was a great run.
Yeah, I thought it was a very good run. I thought it was a good run from a number of horses. New Predator's obviously a good miler. Captain America ran a cracking good race.
Very
Sail
good.
South is as tough as they come. He's a great horse, great little horse.
August well for a very good season, James.
You know, Black Arthur ran on from the back of the field, getting prepped for bigger races. There's a lot of horses here that look like they could give us a lot of interest and fun over the season. So we're looking forward to the racing over the next few months. Great season in KwaZulu-Natal, but we're looking forward to chatting to Barry Bardich about Magic Millions. We'll be back with you. Well, Magic Millions, our headline sponsor on Winning Ways, and we're coming up to Magic Millions sales time, the big June sale, where the South Africans seem to conglomerate, and there's about 10 days of sales to go there. But we're going to find out more about it from Barry Bardich, who's the bloodstock manager at Magic Millions. Barry, nice of you to be in South Africa.
Yeah, thank you, James. Good to be here. Had a great week. Spent the week up at the national sales, and then went to the races at Johannesburg on Turffontein on Saturday, and Greyville yesterday, and now I'm here. So it's been a good week.
Apparently you won a few rand too. You know,
won a few rand.
Yeah.
Actually tried to spend a few rand at the sale. We had a crack to buy a filly to take back home, and we ran out of money, unfortunately. So
you ran out of money?
Yeah.
So 10 to 1.
Yeah, it was,
add
a bit of money though.
Widen the range a little bit. All right, well, we've got to come to your sale, okay, which is, where do we start, the 24th or something?
25th. We have 555 weanlings on a 2-day sale.
Big, the weanlings have got big.
Massive catalogue this year. This is the biggest we've had in a long time. There'll be weanlings at all levels this year due to the fact we've got a lot of numbers. You know, there'll be lots of weanlings falling through the cracks and later types that'll suit all ends of the market. So we're looking forward to that. But it's a strong sale. And then we move on the next week and have our broodmare sale.
That is a few days after the weaning sale. So what do we have the week?
We have Thursday, Friday, the 25th, 26th are the weanlings. Then we take Saturday, Sunday, Monday off to get the mares in.
So so the guys who are working there can play golf and
go to the races and do all have a good time. And
you guys look after the South Africans so well.
100%. We look after everyone very well. You know, we get them in there. It's a great place. The precinct where everyone seems to stay down in Broadbeach. There's lots of nice restaurants around, and you're right on the beach, and you're 5 minutes from the complex. So it's all convenience, and it's pretty enjoyable, I would have thought.
And there's still time for people to get there that want to get there, because who did they get hold of? Phil Giorgio? Is he the man?
Phil Giorgio or Laff or myself or Rowena that works for us. So whatever works for them, and whoever they want to contact, we'll make it happen.
And you'll do everything for them. The only thing that people need to get is a visa.
We can do the invitation and send it out, but we'd probably have to get moving on them pretty shortly.
So this week is the moving week.
Yeah, the catalogues come out, and you'll receive them this week in the mail. They left Australia last week, just after I left, and so they'll be in people's hands this week. And so then we go on after the weanlings. We have 4 days of broodmares. We've got 1,050 broodmares to offer, which is quite unbelievable. And again, massive opportunity. Like a few of the South Africans the last couple of years have been coming out, buying mares, foaling them down in Australia, selling the foal in Australia, and bringing the mare back in foal to a new horse. So there's opportunities to do that sort of stuff and get a few new bloodlines in here. And then we wait another 3 days, took another 3 days off for a few more games of golf, try a few more of the golf courses
over the weekend.
Yeah. And we then sell 600 yearlings, which I think is the sale that has most opportunity for the South Africans. It's the end of our year, it's the end of the market for the local buyers. They're basically going to run out of money at some point. They've bought a lot of yearlings in Australia this year, and we've still got 600 to offer. So there's going to be lots of cracks in the market, and the vendors at the end of the year lower their reserves and want to sell. So we see big opportunity for people to buy horses at value prices.
Barry, you've been with Magic Millions for a number of years now, and you've seen some very good horses sold through the rings there. And notably this year, we think of the horse that Jeff Lloyd was very successful on. Looked like was going to win that the Millions. Yeah,
Hootson. Well, she won the Magic Millions, and she was a good filly. She was a $100,000 filly. That's she's won her own of $2.5 million or something now. And obviously our flagship horse is Winx at the moment. She's probably the best turf horse in the world, or arguably the best turf horse in the world. But at home this season,
you guys call the world Australia, though. You don't include New Zealand. No, they're not part of the world.
Definitely
she is definitely the best horse in the world.
100%,
your world, okay?
Yeah, I'd say.
But she is great, isn't she?
She's an outstanding mare. Yeah.
Well, we watch her. Yeah, we actually put her on the show a couple of times because she just seems to have such a. She just beats him from anywhere. She's always racing wide.
Whether it's firm or soft ground, she's always there, and she it's very versatile. Someone close to the stable the other day said she could probably win the best 1200 metre race in Australia, and she could possibly win a Melbourne Cup. She said it was so good. So. She's got outstanding versatility and a wonderful turn of foot. We're very proud that we sold her.
What is interesting about Australia, and certainly I find fascinating, is that you get some pedigrees that are out of this world because you've been able to shuttle stallions. That's made a huge difference to you guys.
Yeah, we're incredibly fortunate with our our quarantine rules that we can get horses in and out very effectively, and We've gone all around the world. We've sourced the best bloodlines with the Coolmores and the Arabs. Having farms in Australia and bringing down their best stallions. We're very fortunate. We've got probably some of the most versatile bloodlines in the world due to that.
A couple of first crop stallions that are coming up this year. We've had before Dream Ahead and Animal Kingdoms and horses like that have been very popular with South Africans. What have we got this year?
Well, for the weanling sales, I've got a horse called Deep Field. He's got 30 weanlings in our sale. He's a son of Northern Media. He was an outstandingly fast horse. What else have we got? We've got actually, funny enough, we've got his brother. He's gone to stud the same year, called Shooting to Win. He was a Group 1 winner that we sold. We have a horse called Wangina, a son of Schnitzel, who was a very, very fast horse.
Well, Schnitzel we know because of Heavenly Blue, So
100%, yeah.
And there are a number of old established horses that you can buy weanings from as well.
Well, when you've 500 horses in the catalogue or 550 horses, there's going to be great versatility to the ranker stallions, and we're pretty happy with what we've got to offer you guys.
We're looking forward to it because it's always a great trip and it's a great opportunity to get involved in Australian bloodstock. As we've just seen, we've just shown our show, and you've seen the best of Australians coming forward and winning all these races. The reduced choices, and there's horses there that are just unbelievable.
Yeah, we have great luck here in South Africa. What happened on the weekend, and even like yesterday, a Harbour Watch 2-year-old here that Brian Bernard bought at our sale last year. 50,000. Laff bought that Sepoy filly that he's got high hopes for.
She looks good, doesn't she?
Yeah, doesn't she? You know, for 70,000, I think it was. You know, there's massive opportunities all ends of the market. You know, you're obviously buying at a national colour, you're paying full tote odds, but there's good opportunities underneath that to get in and.
The point being is that you're getting bloodlines that we don't have here, and there's then a big value for these horses if they can run at the end of their career. And the best horse to show that is National Colour, you know, who was exported to Australia after racing in England. And she's produced, I think the first 2 yearlings got 1.2 million and 2.4 million.
I think all bar one have been over $1 million yearlings in Australia, and
out of a South African mare,
yeah.
you know, it just shows you that if you can get something that can run, you've got opportunities. So we're urging everyone to get across there and enjoy themselves, and certainly get hold of one of you guys. But Australian racing has some very interesting things happen, and we thought, you know, in a prelude to This Shouldn't Happen, which is going to be the new feature on Winning Ways, we thought we should show you this is how they race in Australia, and that's why they're so different.
Easily matching motors with the leading horses, cruising along at around 60 kilometres per hour. After hopping along for a furlong or so, Skippy bounded off course, thankfully avoiding any interference to the race.
Well, there you go. Just shows you your roos are as fast as your racehorses.
100%, yeah. We were at Cessnock last week, and Farouk decided to take on the horses. Luckily, no one got hurt. Yeah.
Unbelievable. Where did it come from? A sanctuary or something?
Oh no, they're wild. They're all over the place. You know, you drive around in the bush of Australia, and you know you'll see them everywhere.
Yeah, I see a lot of them on the side of the road.
Yeah.
That guy that used to sing, what was his name? He used to talk about the roos on the roof rack.
Oh, John Williamson, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah. Kevin Bloody Wilson.
Yeah, he does too. Yeah.
Kevin Bloody Wilson.
Yes, for sure.
But just getting back to Australians and the problems that you're having a few problems on the rugby field at the moment.
Oh, it's disgraceful. We don't play rugby anymore. So you know, I'm a Waratahs supporter back home, and we're having a horrible run. So. No, we won't talk about the rugby. Yeah,
Barry, it's fantastic having you on the show. And as we say, 25th we start. So you want to leave here about the 23rd. Monday night is normally the sort of time we'll leave here.
Arrive the Monday or Tuesday at the latest, I think, if you're interested in the weanling sale.
And then you've got a couple of days viewing and weaning sales. Then the broodmares the week after. If we need a catalogue.
Yeah, they'll be in the mail this week. And if you don't normally get them, just get in touch with Paul, and we'll get them to you very shortly.
Paul, and we get them online as well. So
yeah, they're all online. They've been online for 2 weeks.
Get on there, www.magicmillions.com.au, I think it is.
100%, yeah.
I've been on the site once or twice. That's where you want to be. Fantastic having Barry with us, and safe journey home. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Well, there you go. Until next week. We're going to be at the Magic Millions sale. We're looking forward to going and buying a few weanings and having some good purchases there. I look forward to getting you guys involved. It's really well worth going to the Australian Magic Millions sales in June, May and June. Got to be a must. Until next week, where we've got some fantastic racing coming up, and the Australians will be to the fore again. I'm glad the rugby teams are getting beaten, because it's something for us to crow about. Let's move on and have a great week's racing.
world of winners is now online at www.teletrack.com. Simply subscribe to log into your account from any mobile device in South Africa and access a wide variety of content from our membership package options. Listen in via a live audio stream, catch live racing locally and internationally, or view a wide variety of Teletrack magazine shows to stay informed and updated on the go at any time. It's never been easier. Go to teletrack.com now.